everybody, and welcome to Tending the Flag, the newest golf podcast out here on the interwebs. My name is PJ, and with me is Kevin.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hailing from the great state of Wilmington, Delaware. How's it down there in Wilmington today?
It's warming up, thankfully. It's been a cold winter. I'm ready to get outside.
Yeah, season's around the corner. Of course, I'm in Williamsburg, Virginia, so we have, it's getting there. I probably could have gone out today. It was about 65 and light breeze, but not too bad.
There you go. You got us by about a good 10 degrees.
Yeah, so it's sooner than later. Golf League starts up in a couple weeks. But for all of you folks listening in, we're going to be bringing you some news. We're going to talk about some cool things we saw each week. Just a whole variety of different topics on the sport that we are both infuriated by constantly and the sport that we love called golf. Kev, why don't you give a background on your golf experience and how long you've been playing?
Oh, sure. Man, I've been playing forever. Got started with my grandfather on a driving range when I was about 6. I played competitive all through high school. And then I guess college hit and you do professional things and forget about sports for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're growing back into it, playing in local leagues around here and just enjoying the game, man.
Yeah, no, that's how it goes. What's your handicap looking right now?
Low 6 right now, which I feel is a little bit too good for what it should be, but we'll take it.
Dude, single digits any day of the week.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of same background for me. Like I started when I was really young. My grandfather showed me how to pick up the game. Played it a little bit when I was young, some in high school. Obviously not for the high school team, but just a local, kind of like a local youth sports thing.
Mm-hmm.
College happened, life happened, and got back into it a couple years ago and just kind of rolling along, playing as much as you can. I'm sitting at, I believe last I checked, it was like a 12.5 handicap. Yeah, I'll put an asterisk next to that though, because we have to keep track of our handicap for the golf league I play in. So I'm really, really good at one course, Golden Horseshoe Green course. The rest of them, I'm probably playing like, 16, 17. So
yeah,
I'll put an asterisk next to my handicap, but
that's
it's
how it works, man. You learn one thing and you do it well.
Exactly. I mean, I'll beat anybody on the green course, but go to anywhere else, you're beating me. You'll probably still beat me on the green course anyway, but
have to try it then.
Yeah, no, it's nice, man. Come down here, get you out. Probably in the fall because it's a little bit cheaper. In the summer, that place goes up to like $120. It's not a bad course. Like it's legit, and its sister horse, the Golden Horseshoe Gold course, is like one of the top 100, I think, on like the East Coast or something regionally. But I mean, you're looking at $225 in the summer for that. But enough of that. I think it's time we move on to some news. So let's talk about the big story, TGL. Of course, we had some action this week, but I think I want to bring up the big kerfluffle, I guess, the big miscue by one Eldrick Woods last week.
Yeah, 99.
99 yards.
99.
Yep. But,
That's
I mean,
funny.
Kevin, yeah, and we were talking about it, and Kevin, I think you explained it pretty good where you were saying it was, it's more of like that's how the players talk on the course, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you're standing from 200 yards out, you clearly know that it's, not a flip wedge.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the maybe part of the drawback of playing on simulators is you don't have that advantage of depth perception.
Definitely. There's a local sim up here that you actually like putt into the screen, and I mean, I don't have a feel on it much at all. You kind of just have to trust the numbers and trust your swing. But even like, I mean, a 10-foot putt, like you have no clue what that even feels like.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the depth perception is definitely a thing. And it's just funny how these guys do this for a living, and you hear one thing for however many years, and your brain just automatically, here's 99, and it changes it for some reason. And I don't know, it's really interesting. But hey, even the best ever.
Even the goat,
100 yards.
Yeah, even the goat missed clubs. One of us.
Exactly.
That was pretty funny though. And he had a good, he had a good time about it. Yeah.
Kevin Kisner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Golf is hard, I guess, right?
I mean, yeah, golf's not an easy sport. I
I don't
mean,
think I've ever seen a pro hosel rocket an iron.
well, they don't show that on TV, in fairness,
In fairness,
you know. But yeah, it's TGL's definitely shown us, I guess, the dark side of pro golf because it's true. We are real time seeing every single shot these guys hit.
yeah. And I love that they're kind of forced to step up and do it. I feel like in golf, especially, like you can really overthink things. So
Hmm.
seeing these guys get up there and like, there's been a couple instances where they're like running back to their bag and sprinting to the ball just to hit it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
it's there's a lot of like just natural instinct coming through, and I think to kind of tie that back to like the Tiger incident. Um, I think not being able to think it through like a normal routine, it kind of makes it more fun for me personally.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I've enjoyed the concept of it. The concept of the TGL experience. How do you feel about it?
I've had a lot of fun watching it. A lot more fun than I thought I would. Like I kind of figured it would be one of those things where the first couple weeks it's like, all right, this is neat. Okay, cool. And then everybody's over it. But it has been a lot of fun. And to your point, it does make the players seem kind of more, I guess, mortal would be the best way to put it, because you are seeing those fluffs, you are seeing those like real life moments that we all have on the course and say, okay, maybe I'm not that different. Maybe I shouldn't be trying these pro shots because again, they only show the good shots on TV. But it's been a lot of fun. There's definitely room to grow. I'm glad they fixed the hammer situation. That was
Mm-hmm.
nice. I think one thing I would like to see a lot more is missed shots being more penalizing. Like if you hit it into like the screen will show, I don't know, really heavy rough, but everybody hits out of the same cut of rough. And
Right.
in reality, you're not going to take your 5 wood 250 yards out of that rough. You're going to take an iron and hack it down to the fairway. But these guys, because of the way it's set up, if they make a really bad driver, it's not really penalizing.
Definitely. I mean, I appreciate that they have a rough and a sand option.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, that's the big drawback of simulator golf is normally it'll just be like, ah, minus 10% or something, but you still hit it off a fairway or a tee.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I feel like there can be a compromise there, but in the long run, it is simulator golf to that. So I can understand the rough and heavy rough kind of thing. A big topic of controversy, though, especially in our group chats, is the placing it in a bunker.
Yes, yes. No fried eggs, nothing, nothing stuck right on the edge of the lip. That's again where it could be more penalizing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think Rory hit a 3 wood out of that thing and just striped one.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, that doesn't seem right. But hey, each their own.
Yeah. Now, what I'm waiting for is for them to finally to like put in actual lava on the lava hole.
at,
They have to get out of the
le-
lava. That'd be kind of
at
fun.
least like some flame cannons or something, right?
Right, you got to hit it through the fire and the flames. It'd be great. Somebody picks Dragon Force as their background song for that point. Be awesome.
Oh
But
man, not the eye of the tiger.
but yeah, oh god, his walkout for the first. I forgot about that. That's right. His first walkout was Eye of the Tiger.
Uh,
And everybody was discussing, like, I remember the commentators were all like, yeah, this is going to show us insight into who Tiger is because, rare insight into personally who he is. And he just comes out the freaking Eye of the Tiger.
yeah, the first few walkouts really was just like, wow, golfers can be really
Yeah.
lame.
And the first few matches to that point too were kind of lame because there wasn't like that banter. But I feel like in the last couple weeks, as things got closer together and as the playoff race heated up, it got a little bit more competitive and got a
Yeah.
bit more fun as everybody kind of caught their groove.
The one thing that's going to really drive TGL is going to be personality. And a lot of people have said, like, on TV, golfers have zero personality. It's all
Hmm.
business, and you don't get that insight. Even back when they like teased the match with Phil and all those guys, like they were supposed to bet on every hole and like all the banter, and even those matches were like kind of boring too. They didn't show that personality that has been coming out recently with digital media and that stuff. So I've liked the way I almost feel like they've gotten more comfortable. Like a TV episode. Every episode's
Yeah.
gotten a little bit better. Uh, but yeah,
Yeah, I think they've gotten more used to the format and, like you said, more comfortable in front of the camera and kind of figuring out they have to be those personalities. But I mean, speaking of TV personalities, I don't know if you saw the news today. Bryson put in a pitch for a $280 million contract extension, and he got rejected by
Jeez.
the PIF.
I,
So, I mean,
I think
what does he do from there?
the most impressive thing is the PIF said no to something financially.
Right. 280 million to continue playing. His contract's up in 2026. But I mean, I don't know if Bryson's best move would be to go to the PGA. I kind of feel like the PGA needs Bryson more than Bryson needs the PGA. And I think Live is probably a really good spot for him just because of his media personality, but if they could somehow land him in TGL, he would be perfect for that.
Oh, he would be incredible in that.
Right?
They had Brooks Koepka live in studio or in
Mhm.
stadium, I should say, last night. Um, Man, I've been calling for a live team just to spice things up for fun. Uh,
Oh, that'd be great.
I Bryson's a guy that kind of got under my skin originally because, like, personally to me, my golf theory is kind of like feel and like you kind of just take it as it goes. Well, Bryson's the science guy, and it has to be this way and it has to be that way.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like ever since he left the tour, like he's become so likable, and I don't
Oh
know
yeah.
why.
It's I guess the I don't want to say heavier competition than Live, but I guess the more intense and the more I guess personality comes out more in Live just because of the way the
Yeah,
crowd is more rowdy. That's what I was thinking. The crowd's a bit more rowdy. It's almost like the Waste Management Open. You know,
yeah,
just
kind
a
of.
rowdy
Yeah,
crowd supporting him, almost like a Ryder Cup atmosphere at every match, and I think that's kind of really brought him out. I mean, he's got 8 bajillion followers on YouTube. Like he's almost revolutionized golf on YouTube, being that personality there.
he
And
has.
you're right. It's reinvented his character because we all thought of him as like that, just like a jacked up nerd, and now he's just a cool dude who shoots golf balls over his house and hits hole in ones. And I think he's going to
Uh,
stay with Liv. I don't think that's going to change. But who knows?
yeah, I feel like the tour is going to have to concede some things and kind of relax some of their uh, kind of more silly rules with social media and you
Yeah.
know allowing players to express themselves a little more. Um, but yeah, I feel like Live has been a good landing spot for him, and if there's any benefit to the separation of golf, I think it has kind of showed that like these players need to be the stars like every other
Mm-hmm.
sports league has if it's going to have any chance of succeeding. Um, and I think Liv's kind of opened that up for some of these guys uh, to kind of show that. And I think it's forcing positive change. But I would be all for Bryson coming back. I think that would be great for the game.
Oh, absolutely. It would send the PGA through the roof, and they, like I said, they need him more than he needs it. But I don't know. I'd be surprised to see him back in 27. I think he'll negotiate with the Saudis and then just come to a number, and it's going to be fine there. But it's interesting to kind of debate until then, and we'll have to see. It'll be fun to see. But and that's with the merger talks with the PGA and the Live Tour and how that's going to go. I think we'll be seeing a lot more of him on TV outside of just the majors too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm excited to see him back in the majors though, and without any drama, hopefully.
Nah, the drama makes it fun.
Kind of.
Okay, maybe not. I mean, well, and there wasn't as much. I guess the TV didn't really show the drama that much. It was more behind the scenes and on the internet.
Yeah, they showed a little bit on it on Netflix, and I feel like some of the guys really felt betrayed by it.
Yeah.
But it kind of was just too much, of a burden for some guys. Like I think Rory really took it personally.
Oh, he took it.
Um,
Yeah, very personally.
that's probably for another day, but yeah,
Yeah, that's a
um,
topic in and of itself. That's a whole show there on Rory.
definitely. I mean, I can 360 it here from TGL to Rory. I mean, we can talk about Rory and Tiger starting TGL and how their two teams are the worst in the league.
Yeah. Yeah, how about
But
you know,
it'll be an exciting little playoff push here. Maybe they get a final match against each other to get in.
I was going to say, let's talk about whose teams are in the playoffs. LAGC.
Cheap Blues?
LAGC tearing it up out there. Doing really good, signing Tony Finau to a 1-day contract.
Yeah,
Paid all for him. Paid off.
It worked. It worked. I need to see some rules. I'm not sure that's legal.
Of
is
course
there an
it's
open
legal.
Transfer market. What is this?
I'm fine with it being legal. I call it legal.
That's fair.
If they weren't my
I
team,
mean-
I'll cry about it. But since they're my team, it's fine. Fine by me.
Yeah, whatever.
That would be interesting though. Like, can they do club transfers? Because I don't think anybody's really talked about that.
Oh, I would love. It would be so cool to trade players.
Right?
Arthur Blanc was on the telecast maybe Monday or something, and they interviewed him, and he was talking about bringing in more cities and bringing in some of the women to come and play in different
Mhm.
formats. And all I was thinking was like, could you imagine if this expands eventually to like home arenas and like, you know, you travel to LA and like it's just a rowdy atmosphere because it's an LA match. Or I was like,
That would be cool.
Yeah, the sky might really be the limit to this, but I might be getting ahead of this.
Yeah, I think the home arenas thing would be kind of tough, just because of the cost involved in building it. I forget what the
Yeah.
number was to build the SoFi, but it's a ridiculous. Plus the travel on these guys. I mean, you would be talking, playing the East Coast swing and then having to go out to the West Coast for an LA home game, and that would go for both LA and say Jupiter to play
Yeah,
out there. So
definitely.
that'd be a little bit tougher. I mean, what they could do is, if it does work, make a couple more stadiums on the coasts and then follow it up like the East Coast swing, the West Coast swing. That could be interesting, but yeah, that's further down the road if and when they expand. But yeah, I think the transfer thing would be really cool if you get enough teams on it. I mean, we'll call Tony just a free agent signing. They do that in
Yeah.
all the other sports. That's fine, but I think it would transfer. So I'll put you on the spot here. Jupiter, out of the current players playing, who are you trading and who are you taking to improve your team?
Oh man, Tom Kim is definitely staying. I guess I'll take the homie. Kisner, man, I'm sorry, but I'll take whatever you give me for him. I'll keep Tiger though.
You have to
He
keep
hasn't
Cat.
been good. He hasn't been good, but
No, but you got to
can't get rid
keep
of
him.
Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You literally cannot have Jupiter Lynx without Tiger.
No, definitely not. Who would I take? Oh man, we need a bomber on our team. Give me Bryson when he comes. Give me Bryson.
Right? Sign him as a
For Kisner,
1-day
fair-
free agent. Yeah.
Fair trade.
Oh yeah, totally fair trade. Yep, that is a 1-for-1 if I ever heard one. That's perfect.
Oh, man.
Man, for LA, I wouldn't change a thing honestly for LA. Like they've been clicking. Everything clicks for them. Like there's 10 out of 10 no notes. They're
No notes?
they're
No notes?
no, they're going all the way. So I'll take a
Okay.
dub on them.
Some people say that you've got to lose to learn. We're doing a lot of learning this season.
That is for sure. You know what? At least you're not in the are you in the worst hat running? I don't remember.
I mean, I think theoretically we have one win,
Yeah. I think
which is more than zero. So
yeah, explain to the good people out there what our bet is with our little group chat.
There's for starters, we all took the personality test of which TGL team should you cheer for,
Mhm.
because there's no local ties for us. And surprisingly enough, I think there was 5 of us. We all got different teams. So I said, all right, let's
Yeah.
go in on it. I still think I'm the only one that owns a Jupiter Lynx t-shirt. by the way. And the running joke in our group chat is the big letter hats, which I'm sure there's plenty of hot takes out there across the interwebs on letter hats.
Mhm.
But I'm pretty sure we have a completely just hideous letter hat on the line. And loser is going to have to wear that. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's for one round, if it's for a whole, guys trip somewhere or whatever it's going to be.
It's got to be whenever we all get together to play. I think so. I think
Yeah.
that has to be it for at least a year.
Definitely. Oh God.
Oh, you know what? Pass it around each season.
Look, I'm okay
I
with
don't.
that.
Yeah, I don't think we ever hammer that detail out. I like that. Pass it around each season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have anything for the winner, right? Because I don't think you guys are
No, it's
buying me
all pride
anything.
here.
Yeah,
It's
it's
all
all pride.
pride here. Not having to
Figures
wear a hat.
figures the one thing that I could the one sports bet that I could possibly win. I get nothing out of. I am so bad. I'm done with sports betting, dude. Like I am. I could. Those bonus bets you get on DraftKings every so often. It's like, in baseball, if somebody hits a single in this game, we'll give you a $5 bonus bet. I could take
Yeah.
that bet and it'll be like the one baseball game that nobody hits a single. Like that's how bad I am with sports betting.
Double no hitter and a walk in run.
Oh yeah, it'll be some nonsense like that. So I'm just like, I'm done. I've lost so much money sports betting. I mean, not an unhealthy amount because it's just put a couple bucks here and there. Not this is outside of like our crazy $1 8,000 to 1 hits.
Of course.
This is like reasonable nominal bets. Like I don't know, the Eagles winning the Super Bowl and Saquon Barkley scoring a touchdown anytime. Lost $10 on that one. Like I'm just like, man, I'm a curse. I'm a curse to whoever I'm betting on.
I'll stay away.
Anyway, that's enough sports betting talk. I'll just get depressed thinking about all the things I could have bought with that money. But moving on to the Mexico Open, talking about a guy who won money getting very lucky, Brian Campbell.
Yeah.
How lucky is
Bounce
he?
of a lifetime, man.
$1.5 million bounce. I mean, we talk about members bounces on the golf courses all the time, and that members bounce made him a member of the PGA Tour for the next couple years. Got him an invite to the Masters. Anybody else would have been toast. He just got so lucky hitting that tree in the right spot to spit it back in the fairway. And half of golf is luck, half of it is skill. I mean, you can have luck going both ways. It's amazing.
Yeah. What an incredible scene. I don't think I've ever seen a bounce as lucky as that.
No.
I mean, I've seen, somebody hit a rock and it bounces out of the water. Or something.
I've seen that too.
Yeah, consequentially, like that's incredible.
Yeah, because I hit trees. It goes in the woods, never to be seen. I mean, I've had one or two bounce out, but it just kind of like trickles out into the rough, but not to that point. And that's not taken away from his other two shots either. Like his next two shots were just rippers too. Like they were complete class all the way. But man, dude got lucky.
Hey,
but
luck counts. Luck counts.
Yeah, but I'll give a shout out to Aldrich Potgieter too. I mean, that kid's got a future. 20 years old, right? 19, 20 years old. Almost a 200 mile an hour ball speed. Like he's got some guts.
Crazy at 20 years old. I mean, he's averaging 326 off the tee. Like, come on.
It's Rory numbers a couple years ago. Like it's insane.
It's a couple yards longer than Rory, and he's actually the longest on tour this year as a rookie, which is crazy. Like I can only think he's going to get a little bigger and stronger, and like that ball's going to go really far eventually. And it's interesting though because what's one of the oldest sayings in golf is
drive for show, putt for dough. Yep.
I mean, number one off the tee, but like 140th around the green, 170 in approach.
Yep. Now I was going to bring that up. Like he's got to tighten that up. But I think if he tightens that up, and even if he loses a couple yards off the tee, to tighten that part of the short aspect of his game up, he's going to be dangerous.
Yeah. I was impressed though. Like especially his sand game. He's got that touch around the greens. Yeah, I think it's going to be a maturity thing. He missed on the wrong side of the hole on 18 a couple times this week in the playoffs, and I think it cost him with a downhill putt to finish, or just short siding himself. Not even short siding. He just full on hooked one left. But yeah, I think there's just some maturity there, and dude, he's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, and even at 20 years old, I mean, to keep his nerves in that situation, to first of all finish second in the tournament, because it's not easy to finish anywhere on the tour in the top 10, but to keep those nerves and keep it through the playoffs and just not completely blow it. And again, not a strike against Brian Campbell, but he basically won because of luck.
You can say that. With all the luck, I mean, Potgieter had every opportunity to win it, especially in the first playoff hole.
Oh, several, yeah.
And in the second too. I mean, he only had, I think, 5-iron, maybe 6-iron in the second time where that's 6-iron. He hit the second playoff hole was an inch from being next to the stick, I think.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was close.
it was a great swing. I mean, it's almost not fair.
Yeah.
This dude's hitting a 315 carry, and I saw Brian Campbell's drive carried 264, like a full 50 yards behind him. Just it's crazy because it just feels like this matchup felt like it was changing the game. Like when Tiger came on and everybody went, "Holy cow, he can smoke the ball."
Yeah.
I looked it up just for fun. In '96, Tiger averaged 302 off the tee. And Tom Lehman at the time was, I believe, number 2 in the world, but he was number 1 on the money list that year. Averaged 272, a full 30 yards behind him. And that's kind of how it felt watching this matchup. It kind of brought me back a little bit to like 2 different schools of golf.
I mean, it's been talked about a lot too. Just his, Potgieter's performance, just being, a younger guy and being out there and just killing it and showing everybody what he can do. And yeah, I'm with you. I think a couple years from now, once he gets late 20s, early 30s, he's gonna win multiple tournaments, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be hearing a lot of him. One of my favorite stats or facts that they said during the broadcast, they mentioned that his dad had to travel with him last year on the Korn Ferry Tour because he wasn't old enough to rent a car.
Oh yeah, you got to be 25, right?
I don't know. I
think some places will rent. I feel like some places will rent you under 25, but it's like a real pain. You got to buy all the extra insurance and.
Yeah, I just heard
that's crazy.
Like, that's something. Nothing to make you feel old.
Yeah, not old enough to drink either. He couldn't toast to his second place, but
poor guy.
Yeah. But
a shout out, by the way, toasting. Brian Campbell walked out with his caddy after the tournament and literally toasted to the tree. It was one of the best things that I saw.
It's really
all
neat.
Week, and it might be my number 1 of the year so far. I mean, it sounds like something we would do. Like if we went out, and, like you hit a tree instead of breaking some dude's window, like you might come back out later and say, "Hey, thanks, this beer's for you," or something.
Oh, dude, cool. When we were playing St. Andrews, if you bounced off the jigger in and came back onto the fairway, we'd be toasting the jigger in.
Yeah, but I didn't hit it. I came close.
Bloody hell, it's in the jigger in. Well, I don't know. Maybe for a future show, we'll have to do kind of a trip recap of that, even though it's, 3 years ago. But that was a fun time.
To just stroll down memory lane.
We'll do some reviews of the courses we played, which would be relevant, but yeah, that was pretty cool. Them out toasting the tree there. And you said you saw a couple other cool things this week, right?
Yeah. I love living through other people that get to experience, cool destinations and stuff. So one of the coolest things I saw this week was a picture of Tara Iti at sunrise, first tee time out. Sun coming up and just the mounding and the sand and the water.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was gorgeous. Just absolute spectacle. But yeah, and then the other thing I saw that really grabbed my attention this week, there's been a lot of stuff with pace of play issues and remember the while we're young.
Yeah, I remember this. Yes, I do. Yep, I remember that.
That lasted maybe a week, but like I saw a pro stand over a 15-foot putt for almost 2 minutes and read it from all the different angles. And I get there's consequences to everything. You look at these guys that, Brian Campbell was, a grinder on the Korn Ferry Tour, ready to retire, and he wins. And that's a big life-changing moment. I get that there's big consequences for some of these dudes, but man, that was just too long. That was just too long. So anyway, so I saw that, and to tag along with it, I saw someone aim pointing about a 1-foot putt, and I don't claim to know aim point. I don't use aim point, but man, that was a bad look for aim point.
Yeah, it's how do you even get your feet situated? Because you measure it at the ball about halfway and then at the hole, right? Because I've never tried it because I'm like this is dumb.
I'm in the same boat. I haven't even given it a thought. I have seen people on the local munis around here do aim point, And
I
like, you're not making the putt anyway, dude.
No, no, you're not. I mean, I see people plumb bob all the time, but then again, I'm guilty of doing that, so I shouldn't talk. But but not yeah, and it's trying to get a feel for the ground with your feet, which okay, I kind of get that. If you could feel the ground, that's fine, but you're messing up the ground by putting your spikes there. You know, you're
That's
walking
what they
over that
claim.
ground and yeah, and slightly you're going to slightly change your line just by the indentation your feet make in there. So how's that help? That can only hurt you. But to your point, it takes forever with aim point. Like
It
it,
can take forever with aim point. I think what's being lost nowadays is like turn order and being ready even though it's not your turn.
yes,
Um, and I think that's what like pros are good at, walking around. They can get the feel for it and all that stuff. But in this like new like golf cart era where, everybody takes carts down the fairways, you don't drive in front of a person, so you've got to wait for them to hit and then you drive and they drive. It's like an on and off thing.
yeah,
And I feel like that moves to the green now with aim point. So you're seeing people that don't even look at their putt until it's their turn and then they go into the routine. You can
yeah.
start the
That's
routine while people are approaching or chipping on. There's ways to go about it and keep the pace of play. And I'm not a ban aim point guy at all. Like whatever you do, go for it.
just make it more
But
efficient.
yeah, in
Like,
the immortal words, I hate waiting.
yep, that'll be another story for another show too. We'll need to do
um,
like all the ridiculous stuff we hear on the courses.
that'll be a fun
Um,
one.
yeah, but no,
But
yeah. I mean, you
yeah,
got what 2 minutes to putt, right? It's
I,
two
I don't
minutes,
know the exact time. This
but
was this was 2 minutes and it was way too long.
yeah, like they need to just grip it and rip it. Like that's one of the again, that's another thing that I really like about TGL is the timer. Like
Mm-hmm.
if they adapted a more aggressive timer in the PGA and just more uniform, more strict too, I think that's going to help with pace of play and make it more interesting. Like they had to do it with baseball. People weren't tuning in to watch baseball. That was losing viewership, and then they put the pitch clock and all sorts of different mechanisms in there. And now that's on the upswing because it's a much quicker pace game.
Yeah, it is, and people are going to complain, but it's a simple adjustment. I think. A pro's not going to forget how to hit a golf ball in a
Right.
minute instead of a minute and a half. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's ways to go about it, and not get in this golf cart mindset of two people have to be here at the same time. When there's four balls scattered, you can do your stuff while other people are hitting. And
Yeah.
you know,
Now speaking of speeding
off my
up, did you
pedestal.
speaking of speeding up play, you saw the single rider golf carts, right? Selena Golf
Yeah, I think
Club.
I saw that with
Yeah, Eagle
Ryan
Hills.
Bros at Selena too. I think had them.
Yeah, yeah. That's really
Um,
cool. I think that would be helpful.
it's interesting. It's interesting. Again, I think it depends on how they're used. I've made a push over the past few years to try to walk more. Growing
Mhm.
up with feeling the grass on my feet, blah blah blah, existential, blah blah blah. But like, I just love being out there in person, in the wind, in the sun, on the grass, and
Yeah.
just being part of the golf course. Like to me, that's very satisfying, and just getting away from life. Um, and I've walked 18 easily within 4 hours. Like it's not a problem.
Mhm.
Um, I still feel like people with these golf carts are not going to be driving. I've already said it a couple times, like driving to their ball. Like I think it's just going to be, you'll go to the left, I'll go to the right, but we'll still kind of shadow each other.
Right.
Um, I don't know. I think it's a cool concept.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
I don't think it's going to hurt anything. But to your point, I mean, walking does tend to be faster just because you walk straight to your ball, and I guess that's the idea that they're getting this with
yeah,
the single rider carts. You just go straight to your ball. But that's also going to be more wear and tear on the course, so I don't see a lot of places really adapting that.
yeah, it probably will be. I feel like it's also an expense uh, that a lot of golf courses will not be willing to shell out for.
Yeah. On the plus side, it shuts down the debate about two people paying a cart fee for a cart.
Yeah, now two people pay a cart fee for
Yeah.
two carts.
I pay a cart fee, I get my own. Fine, cool, done.
Yeah,
Um,
fine.
And then it still doesn't solve the problem of cart path only either, because that makes it Ugh, those are the worst
Could
three
you
words I can hear
imagine?
in golf. Yeah, 4 carts,
So
cart
funny.
path only. Ugh.
I used to
We.
always laugh at you'd see 3 carts for a foursome.
Mm-hmm.
I can just imagine seeing like just a fleet of golf cars driving driving along.
Look, if done right, it might actually wind up slightly faster than walking. But again, that depends on the people playing.
Yeah, it should.
So yeah,
Yeah, no, cool idea. I mean, they came out with like those surfboard golf carts. So we were
yep,
down at Myrtle Beach. We saw those like motorcycle golf carts.
yeah.
Uh, but
Disney's
yeah.
got the ones where like it just follows you. Like you put your bag in
Oh,
it and
okay.
it just the cart just follows you. I don't know if it's remote controlled or it's
Yeah.
programmed to do that, but yeah, you just plop your cart in the bag and it rolls after you, which is kind of
Well,
cool.
that's convenient. I like that.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that because I mean I like walking too, but kind of carrying the bags hurts my back a little bit.
I hear
I'm
you.
not going to say because I'm older, but I wasn't exactly good at playing goalie at soccer, so I didn't learn how to fall right, as you all know.
Mm.
Um, so carrying the bags wears me down over 18 holes, but I got no problem walking with the cart, the pull cart, and I think that makes the game faster too. Um, it's just better. It
Yeah.
To your point, it's much better walking the course because you do get that better feel and you feel like you're more in tune with the course. Just
Yeah.
walking.
Definitely. Yeah.
But moving on from there, cart pass and all. I know the weather was been kind of rough lately, but where was the last place you played, and how'd you do?
The last place I played was over Thanksgiving, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Down in Myrtle Beach. I got a couple rounds in down in Myrtle Beach. Uh, I played at Prestwick Golf Club, which is a Pete Dye course. Absolutely diabolical.
Oh yeah,
Some really cool like photo holes. Um,
he's an evil,
they,
evil man though.
I love him. He's one of my favorite
Oh, I
architects.
did too, but he is evil.
Yes, not for the faint of heart by any means.
No.
Shoot, what was the hole? It was on the back nine. It might have been, I don't say like 13 or something. It was an uphill par four from the tee that kind of doglegs to the left. But one of the coolest holes I've played all year. For Pete Dye, no water. I think there was one bunker just short left of the green, but the uphill shot, it was pretty far uphill, and there was like railroad ties, front and left of the green.
No, that's cool.
That if you're left of the fairway, you had to hit over them. And my dad, I was with my dad down there, and he hit like a wedge, and it came way short, and it landed on those railroad ties, and I won't forget that sound for a while. The
So that
clunk.
clunk sounded like
Yeah.
like an actual wood, like a
Yeah.
hickory wood.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, great sound. Great sound. So that was a treat. That was a great treat. I think I shot an 84 there, which
Nice.
Yeah, dude, tough course. Tough course.
Yeah, I
And
think I
then
played
I
barefoot die a couple years ago, and I
yes,
I flirted with 100. Like that was rough.
I I played that course as well a couple years ago, and it was in a monsoon.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I might have lost more balls than holes played that day. Uh,
Always a good feeling.
oh, great feeling. But yeah, take whatever you know about Pete Dye and add a hurricane into it. And it was a great day on the golf course. But that was my last round. Would have been a couple days after Thanksgiving at Barefoot as well. But we played the Fazio course.
Okay.
Played a great round, shot a 77. And I had my closest ace run of my life.
Nice.
And if I can picture my hole in one to be perfect, it would be with my dad by my side. And we watched this shot go over the pin, roll back, and I saw it lip out on the back, the comeback. It was literally the dream scenario with backspin, and it was been so good.
Perfect.
My soul left my body for a couple seconds.
So then you've played all 3 barefoot courses then, right? Love, Fazio, and Dye. There's 4?
I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and a Norman course. I've not played the Norman course down there.
I don't know why I keep thinking there's only 3. I should know better.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, out of those 3, which one's been your favorite?
And the Fazio, just a great track. It was kind of wide open, and and there was a couple just monster holes. I feel like there was like a 500-yard par four. And I went driver three
Jeez.
wood and still came up short or something. Like, yeah, um, that was a great course. I would love to play that die course in lights and just experience that because I mentioned earlier he's one of my favorite architects, and I love
Yeah.
going out and finding his courses. But I will give it to Fazio right now as my favorite at the Barefoot Resort area.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I've just played Love and Die. I would definitely give the edge to Die,
Mm-hmm.
because I played it on a great day. Like it was nice. It wasn't perfect. Like it was a little windy, so that made it more difficult. But yeah, it's such a fun course to play.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's ranked higher than the others too. If you wanna go that far. But
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. What about
that's
you?
cool. Last round I played. It was a couple weeks ago. We had a nice day here, so oh no, emergency at
Oh
home. I
no.
have to leave work. How terrible. And I played Kiskiak, which is probably about 10 minutes away from my house. It's a nice little course. Just it's nice. That's all I can say about it. Like it's not going to stand out on anybody's top 100 and top 200 lists. At one point it did, when there were fewer courses up and down the East Coast, but it's for the amount you pay for it. It's a decent course. We started the front nine was kind of a mud pit just because it had rained a couple days. It was car path only.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the back nine is where it gets really interesting as far as the course goes. Front nine's not a slouch, but the back nine's pretty good. The 10th tee off, um, it's downhill and it's I don't know. I want to say it's about I don't want to say how long the yardage is. I forget, but it's a drivable par four if you have enough oomph in you and you have the guts to take it on to make it a drivable par four.
Yeah.
Because if you're right, you're dead, and if you're short, you're dead. Left is fine. But yeah, you have to have guts to go for it on that one. But you can make it good. The follow pole right after that, hole 11, is a par three. Not quite an island green, but it's surrounded on three sides. And you play that from basically an island tee box. There's a lot of interesting holes on the back nine. I shot, I want to say like an 87, 88 there, which is about average for that course. Like it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Recommend it to everybody in the Williamsburg area. A lot of it's pretty, very pretty, picturesque course. Very fair. I would definitely call it fair. You can get in trouble in places, but you're not dead if you miss. The 18th hole is a winner. It's one of those you got to hit it over water and then you go up a hill to a clubhouse. It's a cool course.
Nice. Nice. I love a good clubhouse finish.
Yeah, and it's like the ninth and the 18th are kind of built the same, where you have to have. The 18th you have to have a carryover water, not that hill, like I said, but the ninth the same thing. You kind of go up a hill to that clubhouse, and it's neat.
Nice. Nice. I
But
love that. I'm getting out this weekend, luckily, for the first time of the year. I can't wait.
nice.
Knock some rust off.
Yeah, I played a couple sim rounds, but nothing beats getting out on the course properly. Getting your feet, in the mud with the way it's in Williamsburg right now. But
Yeah.
I can't wait. I
Yeah.
can't wait to get
I'm
back in
looking
the
forward
regular.
to it.
Yeah, get back into my
That's
league, Golden Horseshoe.
nice. Yeah, it's gonna be a swamp this weekend, I have a feeling.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, that kind of brings us to almost about time. I will say you're kind of the teacher, the know all, the Zen golf guy. You've
Zen golf guy.
Yeah, you've applied to be a instructor a couple times. So it's the off season right now, but a lot of us are getting prepared to begin the season. What would you recommend working on for the next week, like a stretch or a drill or just something to keep your body moving
Yeah.
and get prepared?
Um, you mentioned back pain earlier. I had an incident. Was that last year? Last year, 2 years ago, where I just completely swung my back out off the tee, to the point where I couldn't walk. I barely could drive home, and like I was out for a couple weeks to months with this back pain. Like, I've been trying to kind of correct that and get better. So this off season, I really focused on just doing some stretches and a little bit of flexibility stuff. So that's really what I've been looking into. Different like yoga kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Little fat guy yoga over here. And I've been working on it. Some of my favorite, like, dude, plank rotations.
That's
Dude,
is that the one where
fantastic.
you're on your back and like you twist your knees to the one side, or?
Kind of. You're kind of in like a kneeling plank position, and you like rotate your arm up and open your body.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Uh,
that feels so good. I know
oh,
exactly
so
what you're talking
good.
about. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I've never been a gym guy. Probably to my detriment. I'll admit. I'm not one to go running. Uh, but I've got
Got to get
into,
that 340-yard carry. Got to
oh
go to the
man,
gym for that.
yeah. Uh, but yeah, so I've been doing my best to try to stay a little bit, more flexible and limber this off season than I have in the past. Uh, but there's plenty of stuff out there as far as different like yoga stretches and that stuff. Um,
Yeah. And that
I
makes
actually
sense. Like,
found I found those like elastic stretching bands.
oh yeah, you can get them like Five Below. I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
dude,
Yeah.
love them.
So
Anyway,
I guess it's just kind of like flexibility. Because I mean, it's not like any of us have high enough ceilings where we can take a hack with their club and not take out a ceiling fan or something like that. So no, I
no,
like that.
definitely not.
No, that's some good advice. Just work on the stretching as we're getting ready to get into the season. So that first round is, it's not like and you can't walk for 2 days. So
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. I haven't been to a range. I haven't done anything. So if I can at least keep myself, moving a little bit,
yeah,
I'll
and
do my best.
take a couple swings in the backyard, keep the body loose. Yeah, that's the most
Yeah,
important thing in the off
yeah.
season. I think polish up the clubs, regrip everything, get started for a good year.
Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready for
Yeah,
the golf season.
I league starts in a couple weeks. I can't wait. Um, but yeah, so that's gonna do it for us this week. It's a great inaugural podcast. Kev, how'd you feel about it?
Dude, I have so much fun. I can talk forever. Talk golf.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll get a soapbox out here every now and then.
there you go. Another special segment, Kevin's
Don't
soapbox.
get me started.
There it is. Don't get me started. I like it. Put that on the agenda.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed it, man. I appreciate, you know, getting the time to sit down and just shoot the breeze and talk about, the great game
Oh yeah.
that we love and hate.
Yeah. Oh, it's so frustrating, but love it too. But yeah, that's gonna do it for us for this week. So hope you guys tune in next time. I think we're gonna try bi-weekly for now, but hopefully move to a weekly schedule as time permits. 'Cause we're both busy, leading tragic adult lives. By tragic, I mean we have to go to work. But
I enjoy my day to day for the most part.
yeah, no, it was a good time. I think a good podcast. I think we're gonna start something good. Tell your friends. Hope you enjoyed it. And Kev, you got anything else for the good people out there?
No, that's it. I appreciate it, man. And if anybody actually is listening, like I really appreciate you guys taking the time.
Yeah,
And look forward to doing it next time.
yeah,
Go Jupiter.
absolutely. Yeah, oh yeah, go Jupiter. Yep. See you in the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for listening in and tuning in and hanging out with us. And if you have any questions or comments or got anything to say, what's on your mind about today's topics, you can catch us on our Gmail at tendingtheflag@gmail.com. And hopefully in the future, we'll have a couple more social media links up and all prepared. But, it's our first show, so a couple logistics to
Definitely.
work out.
We're out on Instagram and Twitter at Tending Flag.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, keep an eye out for that, and hopefully to start some short form stuff as well. So yeah,
Yeah, good things coming our way. Yep. All right. Thank you guys again, and see you next time.
all right, see ya.